Hello and welcome. This is Wendy with LUVLY.com. I am thrilled you're here with me today for a super fun masking technique. We are going to use Starry Sky, Tahitian Tide, Daffodil Delight, and Parakeet Party along with our awesome blending brushes from Stampin' Up. We've got a piece of basic white thick cardstock on our surface here, and we are using a little grid paper mat to do our ink blending on. I'm also using Post-it note tape to do my masking. This is linked in the description below the video under my Amazon storefront. And all of the products you see here that I'm using, unless I say otherwise, are Stampin' Up products, and you can purchase them in my online store. The link is below the video for that as well. So in the description box, you're always going to find links for everything you need for my videos. Okay, so we're starting off with the Starry Sky, and I chose not to speed any of my video up today. So you're gonna see me ink blending in real time. This is not sped up. And I also chose not to edit this video at all. So I needed a little bit of time to talk with you about the process, and I knew if I sped this up, then I wouldn't have that time. So the way we are doing this, and I saw this technique done by Yana Smakula, and I thought it was absolutely breathtaking. Okay, so the way we are doing this is you're layering ink from top to bottom, and you're going darker and then lighter. So you're almost making an ombre within each section that you ink blend. As you move down in the sections, you will need to mask the top section off before you move to the next section. So what you see me doing here is masking the top of this off where I've already ink blended. And then I'm going to take a second piece of masking tape and I'm going to mask off my next section. Now I'm doing this at a diagonal or off kilter, so that each one that I do is going in an opposite direction. You'll see here, I get my brush very inky in the Tahitian Tide, and it's very hard for me not to call this color Tempting Turquoise. Many of you might remember that if you've been with Stampin' Up or around Stampin' Up product a long time. That is a color we used to have, and it's very similar to this one. So here I'm going in circles, small circles, and the best way to ink blend is with a light touch. You really don't want to put too much pressure down on your brush as you move in these circles, because what will happen is your ink will become like there'll be lines in it. It'll look very inconsistent, and it just does not lend itself to a really beautiful ink blend. So in this video, you will notice none of the colors actually blend with each other. So we're not blending one color into the next color. Rather, we are separating the colors. Now here you'll see I'm checking before I pull this all the way off. I'm checking kind of slowly to see if I have a nice defined line before I move on to the next one. However, I want that line to be very light. I don't want to have a dark, harsh line at the bottom of my ink blend block. Okay, so at the top we have the nice dark line, and as we move down, we're lessening and lessening and lessening to get that ombre look in every block. So you can almost think of it as each block is their own little creation. That would be the best way to think of it. And then when you reveal it all comes together, and it's absolutely stunning. This technique is one I'm going to be repeating over and over and over. In fact, I have made 2 other cards using this technique, but they are not going to be in this video. I have a photo of one of them over on my blog, and I'm just going to pique your interest a little bit here and tell you there's something coming that you will see how you'll be able to get extra video content from me if you enjoy getting my videos. So I have something up my sleeve that I'm working on. That's all I'm going to say for now. So on the bottom, again, we're just gonna mark this off, and then, sorry about my hair being right in the way. It's hard when you're filming to, you got to get right over the top, and especially with that yellow is really light. And then we're going to take the parakeet party and same thing. I like to, you'll see me do it here. See how I'm running my brush across the top of the ink pad? That seems to work really, really well to evenly saturate your blending brush. I find that this is a really effective technique versus just tapping it. Now, if you have a blending brush that's already really well soaked, then you can just do a simple tap. But if it's a new blending brush, you're going to get a better blend if your brush is filled with ink, okay? Now, I have a blending brush for every Stampin' Up! Color. That's how I prefer to do it. And the reason for that is this. Okay, here's the big reveal. Look at this, look at this, look at this. I mean, if you have to pause and catch your breath, I understand, right? It is stunning, stunning. So, as I'm showing it off and staring at it, let's discuss the blending brush situation. So some people feel that it's okay to just have, 4 or 5 blending brushes and wash them out when you're done with them and use them in other colors. Some people feel fine having like 1 or 2 blending brushes that carry like a red pigment and they just use it in everything that's red. Some people feel okay with having a blending brush for every color. I am that person. Whatever suits you is okay. Now let me give you my reasoning for the reason I don't wash mine out. My office or studio or craft room, whatever you want to call it, is segregated from my house. It's separate. So I don't have running water or a bathroom in my creative space. Okay, really quick. Hope and Prayer stamp set, gorgeous. Everything I've ever wanted in a religious stamp set. I absolutely love this stamp set. There is a link for it if you want to purchase it. By the way, we're going to talk about this little pad that I never even realized was in the catalog. You must have one. They're fantastic. So, the Hope and Prayer stamp set is gorgeous. I am in total love with it, and I felt like it was perfect for this card. I don't really have anybody specific in mind for this card. However, I know a lot of people right now who are in pain and suffering, and I am going to definitely be able to utilize this card. So, the link below the video says measurements and supplies. Go to that link and it will take you to my blog. You're going to be able to see the other card I made using this technique. You're going to be able to see the supply list for the items I used for this card. And there really aren't any measurements there because this card really didn't require measurements, right? It's just one layer. I trimmed it down to 4 by 5.25. And then it's on a regular old A2 size card base, cut at 4.25 by 11 and folded in half. So there's no big magic in the measurements, okay? And then the stamping is extremely simple. As you see here, I am simply stamping down my sentiment and my image in Memento Tuxedo black ink. I chose to use my Stamparatus because can you imagine after doing the ink blending, you saw the time it took me, but can you imagine after doing that, then messing up my sentiment and not being able to restamp? So that is why I absolutely love the Stamparatus, because without a stamp positioning tool, I don't even know how any of us existed. So huge shout out to the original creator of the Misty that then brought us all these different variations of the stamp positioning tool. So anyway, this is basically the card. We're going to add some sequins. We're going to put it together, and I'm going to let you see the process of all of that because we have to have story time. Yes, we do. So let's get into it, shall we? And if there's anything about the card I need to note, we'll go back to that. If you're new around here and you're not familiar with Storytime, on Saturdays, I do a video where I share what's going on in my life and chat with my friends, and that's how my videos are. If that's not your jam, we understand. You can either mute and listen to music, or you can go watch one of the other millions of YouTubers that do nothing but serious business. I am not a serious business kind of gal. I like to hang out and visit. That's what the joy of stamping is to me, is being with friends and community. So that's what we're going to do. So what's happening in my life? Well, we are 3 weeks in a row, my friends, of me getting a video out to you late. All I can do is apologize deeply. So basically, this week has been chaos, and my aunt, who I adore, she's like a surrogate mother to me. She really helped raise me. My mom was a single mom, my aunt was a single mom, and they band together to raise us girls. There's me and my sister, and then my cousin Shannon, who, if you've been around here long enough, you've heard me talk about her. I'm very close to her. We have a trip coming up together. And so my Aunt Linda is her mom. So she is here visiting from Montana, and I have not seen her in 2 years. And yesterday, Friday, I'm voice recording this on Saturday, May 21st. So yesterday on the 20th. By the way, let's talk about these sequins. I had no earthly clue that you would get so many in a pack. Are these not amazing? They are linked over on my blog because you're going to want them. And they come in one little box, and there's all these sequins, and they are gorgeous. So anyway, I knew somebody would want them. I'm even just going to throw a link directly to them below the video so that you don't even have to go to my blog, because I know that there's some of you guys that are going to be like, I got to have the sequins. So anyway, so she's here visiting. We have a travel trailer. She's staying in the travel trailer, which is parked next to our house. Words are hard today for me, apparently. And my Aunt Linda, she is the aunt everybody wants. She's crazy and wild and fun, and she doesn't sit still for a minute. She's a hoot, and I'm crazy about her. I just love her to death. She bakes, and if she's not baking, she's got sweets that she's purchased from somewhere. So I fully plan to be fat as a tick by the time she leaves here, because I'm telling you, the amount of crap she brings into this house is horrifying. Now, she'll tell you, well, you don't have to eat it. Well, yes, we know that, Aunt Linda. We know we don't have to eat it. However, if it's here, what are you going to do? Okay. So I haven't eaten ice cream in I can't tell you how many years. And I've eaten ice cream since she's been here, because she knows I can't have dairy. So she bought dairy-free ice cream. I have never one time bought dairy-free ice cream. But I ate it. Anyways, so I am very happy she's here. We decided yesterday to go to the lake. My husband had a few days off work, which sometimes is unusual. And we went out on the boat, and we took Aunt Linda out with us. So I was gone all day Friday. We have been very busy all week. My daughter's in the swim situation, you know that. And then this morning, I had to get up at, I think I got up at 5 a.m., 4:30 or 5 a.m., and we went to a swim meet, and that was all day. And I run the computers now. We've had this discussion if you've been here a while. I don't run all the computers, because there's 2 computer systems that have to be run at a swim meet. I run one of them, which is connected to the timers, which is connected to the scoreboard. So you can imagine it's a little bit of a high pressure situation. So right here, I'm looking at my placement of all of my sequins and baubles and deciding if I want them there, what I want, that kind of thing. So we go to the swim meet. I'm solo because hubby is still at the lake, and we had a great time. My daughter did really well. She placed first in her breaststroke, which was awesome. Um, but it was a long day. So my plan was I'm going to get home and I'm going to voice over this video right away. But it still needed to be edited. Well, let me tell you, when I got home, there was 100 things that had to be done. I had to water, I had to take the trash out, I had to get the dogs dealt with, I had to feed everything. You know, it's my mini farm life situation. So by the time I got all that done, it was 4:30 and I was ready to pass out. I was so tired. So I said, you know what? I got to lay down. So I laid down for, I don't know, a half hour, an hour. Anyway, got up. Aunt Linda's in the middle of making pies. So, of course, what do? I turn on the video camera to record how she makes pie crust. That's another thing that I think I'm going to be doing. We'll get to that maybe. So, anyway, I get that video recorded of her making pie crust and have a great time doing that. And then finally, I'm out here and doing the video voiceover for you guys. So that's been my last couple days, my week. There was a pretty serious tragedy that happened here in my little town, in my community, I should say. A young man was hit and run walking across a crosswalk. There were several kids at the swim meet today that were friends with him, so that was pretty heavy. I would love to actually give this card to his mother with maybe a donation in it. But better, what I think I might do is try to figure out how to get this card to the young man that was with him, who attempted to perform CPR on him to no avail, and put a check in it for him. I can't fathom what they must be all going through. And what more perfect thing to say is, under his wings, you will find refuge. And if people just knew that and believe that, it makes all of our walks through life so much easier, I think. So that's what's going on in our world. What is going on in yours? Please drop me a comment below the video. Share with me what you're up to, what you guys do last week. What's been going on? I want to know. Good, bad, and ugly. I want it all, That's how we do things. Here is the finished card. I absolutely love how it turned out. Make sure you go over to my blog, click the link below the video so that you can see the other card, because I think I almost love it more than this one. If you want to see another video from me, click either one you see here. If you want to shop with me, which I super appreciate, shop loveandstampin.com, or go to the links below the video and everything's there to shop, to join, whatever you want to do. Until next time, stay inky, people. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.